I'm M. Dot. I'm sitting here with my man Ricky Rollins. Welcome to the program. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, brother?
All right. Thank you for coming down. So I wanted to speak with you about a few different things. We met some months ago at the STEM Festival for 100 Black Men.
Yes, sir.
And I happened to catch wind. I was doing the filming, and so I was privileged enough to catch wind of what you do. And so I heard a few things that you were talking about. One was an app that you developed.
Yes, sir.
That incorporates a bunch of AI, which is very important. Not just because AI is the future, but because AI is a thing that our kids need to be involved in.
Right.
I believe that our children need more access to lots of things, especially the future, especially technology. So I guess we could start with your beginnings and your journey and what's going on and what brought you to this point, to the app, and then we'll talk about the app.
So, born and raised in New Haven,
Mm-hmm.
and the White area. It's the projects. So it was a community environment.
Mm-hmm.
So I always been around community feel, that village feel. So doing things for the people has always been in me. Went to school in New Haven, like anybody else, grew up around like an environment where there was a lot of violence.
Mm-hmm. They call you, or you younger than me, but they call New Haven Pistol Waving Haven.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And a lot of my family, a lot of my brothers, a lot of people that I came up around, we was heavily involved in that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things that shaped New Haven, we played a good part.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, some of the bad, some of the good. So I say around high school years, I was doing I was participating in a lot of programs.
Mm-hmm. What kind of programs? They say programs.
Like programs that was around doing things in schools. So it was a program called the Future Project,
mm-hmm.
where they would take certain youth, match them up with mentors,
Mm-hmm.
and then those mentors would help them, guide them towards whatever they want to be in the future.
Right.
So at a point in time, I was doing a lot of music. I was rapping.
Right.
So I made my way around with that.
Mm-hmm.
But after a while of doing that, seeing a lot of things go on in the city, it was all right, I knew that I can do something different. I didn't really look at tech too much,
Mm-hmm.
even though it was a heavy part of my life.
So before, even though you were kind of in the street, so to speak, or whatever,
Yeah,
you always had a knack for the tech. You always had that in you already.
definitely.
You just wasn't really playing to it. And I say that because, I think a lot of us, especially Black men, I think that's kind of our pathway. We fall into the street. We kind of fall into that. But the whole time we have these things in us, these amazing, intelligent gifts. And somehow we find a way to suppress those gifts and still end up doing stuff that's way beneath our intellect. And so I say that because myself was the same way. I started off really good, high grades, and somehow I still landed up in the streets. And then there was a time where I woke up. Luckily for you, thank God for you, it's younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I woke up in time to reapply my intelligence to something more productive than what I was doing. But continue. So you said that you got involved with some programs, some mentorship programs, and it led you to just towards the tech space, or it was already in you?
So it didn't lead me towards the tech space,
Mm-hmm.
but I got to see the best of both worlds. I got to see what it was like. I already grew up in the street, so I understood street politics,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't understand politics on the other side. So being a part of those programs and then being in the back office of those programs and just seeing how everything operated, I got to, take some from here, add it here, take some from there, add it there. So I got the best of both worlds. And that really intrigued me, that once I got to see how organizations would run, I'm like, oh, this is where the money is. You know what I'm saying? This is how you get to it. Violence isn't always the key. We got to be diplomatic too sometimes.
Most times. The violence, they only work in our little bubble level community. That's really the only place that really holds weight.
Right.
Everywhere else in the real world is not welcome.
Violence is like it's like the I'm not the last resort, but like it's like the poor man's way of communicating.
It's like barbaric.
Very much so.
It's very barbaric for sure.
You know, and it's a good, you know, so learning, seeing that how you had to, how things can happen for you just in conversation, how you can just shake somebody's hand and that be the next door that you have to cross,
right?
You know, or the next threshold you have to cross. So learning that at a young age, participating heavy, and even taking a lot of lessons that I learned just being in the streets.
Right.
It was like I was able to kind of guide my way through and just say, okay, what do I want to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes it takes a little while for people to look at themselves and see themselves as valued, especially when you grow up as a black man in the world. It's like the first thing they teach you is you're a slave. Right. So it takes you a long time to learn that history is not true. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then you start reading books, you start coming up on information that's not mainstream. Then your confidence as a black man starts to build up.
That's right.
So when I start to see that, okay, as a black man, I'm a king. You know what I'm saying? I come from a lineage of power and not a lineage of forever servitude.
Right.
But learning through the servitude, you can learn a lot of skills through servitude.
Absolutely.
So being able to take the good and the bad and apply it to my life and convert it into positive is where I seen the way out. You know what I'm saying? So I say the tech got involved because a lot of my friends at the point in time, we were throwing parties all the time. And I was graphic designer early. You know, my aunt gave me a laptop. She let me use her laptop. And as a kid, you don't got nothing else to do but to be on a laptop. Actually, my grandfather, I used to go over there all the time, and all we had was his computer.
Right.
And this was the time where it was nothing up there but paint. You know what I'm saying? The internet was kind of new. AOL was a thing. You know, so I used to play around with his computer, work on his computer. And my aunt would sometimes take me with jobs. She was a computer technician. She would take me with her on jobs and teach me how to do small things. And my father is an electrician. So he worked at Honeywell. And I ended up working there later on in life. But I got to see how it is to put together motherboards and stuff like that. And at a young age, you know, it sits in your subconscious until it's time for it to awaken. So all of those experiences early on, when I finally hit the point, I say maybe like in 2022, I started to look more into tech. Had an idea for an app, didn't know how to make the app. So at the time, I'm just like, cool, I'm, you know, doing what anybody else is doing. Where am I gonna get this money from to make this app? So I didn't really think about making my own app because I didn't believe in my ability at the time. So I didn't believe in my ability at the time that I could make the app. So I'm, you know, hustling up some money. Took some time, took a couple years. And then finally, when I got the money, now I'm on Google looking for somewhere where I can, you know, pay somebody to get this app. So I ended up finding a company. They told me 5 bands. So to me, what I'm paying for versus what you was giving me just didn't make too much sense. You know what I'm saying? That's just, I put it like this. In the streets, it's a different type of politics. It's because there's no lawyers in the streets. There's no law enforcement in the streets. The only thing you got is your word. So you have to move more careful. You have to be more vigilant when you out here doing exchanges with people, because you want to make sure there ain't nobody getting over on you. So what they was giving me didn't really make sense for the price of 5 bands. I'm like, you know what? That make more of a price sense for 2 bands. What I want might cost a little bit more than 5 bands. So like, you know, they took me through the loop, and I say 3 days later, I get a phone call from a college, and I forgot that I done filled out this information. And they were telling me like, hey, the semester starts in 4 days. Like, let's get you in there. So amazing, it was crazy because I was tripping at first. Like, that's amazing, bro. I can't, you know, at first I'm like, college, whatever the case may be, and I don't know about that. 4 days. That's amazing, bro. They like, listen, they put me on the phone with the professor. The professor was like, listen, he called me every single day. Like for 4 days, we was on the phone for like 3 hours each of those 4 days.
Shout out to that professor for sowing that seed into you, though.
Definitely.
That's important.
Yeah, definitely. Shout to Ross, man. Shout to Ross, Nick, and Alistair, the whole TSI team.
Yeah.
So like, he was on the phone with me, just asking me what I knew about tech and everything, where I want to go, what type of app I want to make. And he was like, "Listen, get in this program. I'm not gonna let you down." And he kept his word.
That's so fire.
So I ended up starting college 4 days before the semester started, and it was on. It was on. Like, and going through that, I did so many things. I got to see what it was like to actually be engineer. So at this point in time, I've been an engineer for like.
Talking about musical engineer?
No, software engineer.
Okay, software engineer.
Software engineer. Music, I stopped doing music around 2020. I went through like a little hardship. Went through like a homeless period time where, things just went left. Stuff in the streets wasn't really clicking. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to like, you have to make a decision. It's like every person hit that mark in their life, whether it's in the streets or wherever. You might live in a suburb, but you come across that point in time in your life where it's like, I don't want this forever.
So I don't want to cut you off because like I love what you're saying, but there's a few things you said and I want to speak to. Great. One, you talked about I think you said it was your dad or someone that was showing you different things and it started exposing you just to different things. Whoever what was it? Was it the mentor that was taking you around, showing you different things? So that thing of showing you things that you haven't seen before is important because I live by you don't know what you don't know, right? And if you can't see it, you can't dream it. And if you can't dream it, it won't happen because everything happens here first. And so a lot of the tricks that we are that are being imparted upon us is that we don't even see this stuff. We can't even think about it. We can't even fathom a yacht or a successful business or something like that because we never seen it work. So in our mind, it won't work. It can't work. And when we start doing that, it won't work because we don't have the belief, like you said, something about, beliefs and believing yourself. That's number one. And number two, I literally just recorded something today that I'm going to edit and probably release Friday, but it was just about that point that you're talking about. So I've come through the same rearing through the streets or whatever. And you get to a point where you're like, man, I need something different.
Yeah.
And I call that the surrender moment. That's when you surrender to God. That's when you kind of just say, yo, man, I need something different. I need a change.
Yeah. And
things are changing. And you go through that period. So that is, I went through that. I'm still going through that. Like this place is built on just faith, bro. And just taking a step. I wasn't ready to build this space. I wasn't, if by any measure, if I would have asked somebody, hey man, you think I should get a production studio? They would have said, absolutely not, bro. Get some place to live or get whatever. They would have told me not to do that first. But I had this vision on my heart. I'm like, yo, I got to build this.
Yeah.
And so, I followed that and things started materializing. As you can see, we sitting inside of it. And this was something that, again, by any means, any stretch, I wasn't ready for. So like you said, you do arrive at a point in some, thank God that you're 29, that you've arrived way earlier. I didn't get there till I was like 34, 33. We had a liquor store downtown Stanford. This is during COVID. Things is bad. I'm owing the world. I'm trying hard. I'm like, yo, nothing's working for me.
Yeah.
Trying so hard. Like, what, I'm like, what can I do, man? Threw my hands up like, bro. And so I made a decision that day, that decision point. And that was, yo, something different.
Yeah.
Like your will over my will. Like whatever's going to happen, let it happen. And I started doing things differently and making different decisions. And I think that's what you were just speaking to, about that. So you made that decision. You wanted to change. And then what?
So, well, I'll give you some more detail because I skipped over a lot.
Of course.
Like life.
But that homeless thing and all that, that's a part of this, bro.
Yeah.
When I was sitting with The Breed, the last interview, if you go look, they'll tell you about, they just got a Grammy today. But they'll tell you about coming up to that Grammy, how they was on the highway with no gas, how they was splitting up money for pizza, how they was going half on Pampers. That's the test on your faith. But that's part of this. That's part of this story. And that's how I know you're in the right vein. And
it's, and I remember seeing them grind.
Yeah.
I remember them seeing them grind at my man's school studio. So they've been doing it for a long time. I seen it with my own eyes, cross paths with them that, in the beginning stages, they worked hard,
Facts.
I say 2017, cause I've always been a hustler. You feel me? Grew up around hustlers. This is just, if you know, you know what I'm saying? This is what we do.
Word.
But 2017, I hit the point where it's like, I didn't really, as when you just grow up in the world and you don't really got a gist of who you are yet, you know, you spend a lot of years just kind of wandering. That's what I was doing.
That's right.
So 2017, went through some tough stuff, homeless. I done stayed with my homegirl Lex. I done been outside, slept outside before. You feel me? I was in the shelter for about 2 years.
And shout out to everybody that helps along the journey.
Definitely.
Because God got you, bro. Like,
Definitely.
Even though it be feeling crazy, but no matter what, somehow, you be straight.
You be straight.
You be straight.
But I never quit on myself. I never felt down in none of those moments.
That's the key.
It always, like, my mind was always focused. So I say,
that's the key.
2017, I got in the shelter. I left out the shelter about 2020, like 2020, 2019, I left the shelter. Actually, it was 2 years. Left the shelter 2019, went to Atlanta. Nobody but me and the camera. At the time, I was doing photography and videos. Went down there. I say my 4th day, I'm in Ruby Rose music video. Just chilling. You feel me? I wasn't used to that yet. Ended up living in Atlanta for a little while and just was grinding it out. Ran into met a lot of people, because Atlanta is just that place where you just gonna meet people. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you gonna go out to eat, you gonna go get some pizza, and you gonna be sitting next to like
right, easily at a gas station.
Because
anything.
it happened. The dude that played Biggie and Notorious.
That's right.
We had a pizza restaurant. We sitting next to him.
Right.
Now, of course, I ain't about to bother him because he was with his shorty, so they eating. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna, because we might run into each other again.
Right.
But went down there. Had a lot of opportunity. One of my men sent me a ticket because he was in LA at the time. He was like, "Yo, bro, I'm not gonna make it. I need you to just take this ticket. I need you to go there on my behalf." Went to a place called the Gathering Spot. Networked out. My energy was just high, so they end up. It's usually a fee to become a member, but I end up networking with so many people that it was like, bro, just whenever you want to pull up, just give me a call.
All green lights. That's cool, bro. Yeah.
Give me a call.
Yeah.
So I ended up, as I'm leaving the Gathering Spot, it's crazy. I'm leaving the Gathering Spot. I come across this other dude. His name was Tori. He a photographer too. We end up exchanging Instagrams. A month go by. I'm driving downtown. I end up seeing Torian walking somewhere. So I beep. I'm like, "Yo, bro, what up? You straight? You need a ride?" He like, "Yeah, bro. I'm late for this thing for this festival. Can you give me a ride?" I'm like, "I got you."
Yeah.
Brought him, and when I dropped him off in front, he like, "Yo, bro, here, take this pass. It's gonna be an all-weekend pass. You good to go backstage pass." It was for A3C. A3C is this big festival.
Right.
I went to A3C. I'm backstage now with Gary V. I'm backstage with Karen Civil, 85 South Show, and I'm just networking. But still, at the time, I'm doing photography, but I'm working with so many people, getting my name up. Right. After that event, I started just getting booked for everything.
Word.
And I started doing celebrity marketing.
Word.
You know, so behind the scenes, like giving a game plan for how to go viral. Giving celebrities photos, like candid photos. So like if they out just walking, or if they out getting seen somewhere, like a lot of times I was behind the camera.
Right.
And they was pulling me into different places. So it just like, at that point in time, my life just started going like, up.
Right. Let me ask you a question, because this is also, again, similar to the journey. When you were taking that type of work, right? Were you getting paid for that work?
Not at all.
So, so the reason I ask is because that's how it go.
Yeah.
Right? And so people need to know that. Like, people need to know that every opportunity is not always monetary or financial. Sometimes you gotta just plant seeds, bro, and just do your best work, whether somebody paying you or not. You gotta always seize and take advantage of the opportunity that you get. And so I just wanted to point that out, because I too, when I started going through that, especially with this camera and all this work, did a lot of free work. A lot of places I'm showing up working for free.
Yeah.
But I'm gaining, just like we were just talking about where I met you at, right? That work was free.
Yeah.
But I knew the opportunity that I had in the room that I was in, and the type of people that were here, the vibration I was a part of. So I knew that there was other things in that room for me. So I took the work for free. But I think it's important because people really get fixated on being paid all the time. And sometimes you don't get paid till later. Most times you don't get paid till later. Just do your work and the money will come later.
People hold themselves back on opportunities because of that. Because me doing a lot of that work, I ended up building a golden phone. Like, I got through so many doors. I met so many people that I still have a relationship with to this day.
That's right.
Like, they maybe because when you got a hustler state of mind, you see everything as opportunity.
That's right.
So you don't. It's like wealth isn't always given in that paper.
That's right.
You feel me? Wealth is in. It's what they say. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
That's right.
So who you know going to tell you what you need to know.
That's right.
You feel me? And once they tell you what you need to know, it's up to you to take it and use it and go get that paper. So
that's right.
I seen it all as opportunity, no matter who I was working with, because you never know who somebody gonna be tomorrow.
That's a fact.
So I always catered to those relationships. I didn't treat people how they treated me. You get what I'm saying? I always treated people better than how I was treated. Right. You get what I'm saying? Because regardless of how you treat me, that's your character. Don't mean I got to be my character.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm strong on that.
Right. That's called transmutation, what you're doing a lot of.
All the time.
You're talking about how you see something bad and then you put it out. Like, we get the opportunity to take bad things and turn them into good things. We get the opportunity to take a lemon and make lemonade. You know what I'm saying? We don't got to kick back out a lemon.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying? We can add our thing to it, make it palatable and make it good. So that's our human powers here. So I'm glad that you are not getting bitter in life, but you're getting better in life because you get the choice to do either one of those.
Bro, it's so many opportunities that if I was bitter, I would have closed the door on myself.
That's right.
I ended up working at 11th Street Studios. That's a big studio. So Beyonce, Jay-Z, all these big superstars, this is all where they recorded. And I met a lot of music artists there.
Right.
Actually, shout out to Yoko. Yoko, I don't know if you remember the New Boys at the time.
Did they have that Drake song? No, that's not New Boys. You're a jerk, right?
Yoko was the manager. She's actually been Jay's mom.
Word.
And so I ended up meeting her. Shout out to Keisha. Keisha was like doing some managing work for like Jacquees, OMG Girls, a lot of stuff like that. I ended up meeting Damani, T.I.'s son.
Word.
So it was like Future's brothers. I like so many people I was meeting there, Stunning for Vegas. It was so many people just coming through that door. And it was like my character brought me there. You get what I'm saying? Because my homegirl actually had a job interview there. And she called me up and was like, yo, after the job interview, let's link up, let's go get something to eat. Meet me here. End up meeting her there. The time Keisha was a little late to the interview, so me and my homegirl sitting outside talking. When Keisha pulled up, she said, yo, come inside.
Yeah.
So she thinking we both there for the interview. My homegirl got a degree for this stuff. I'm just pulling up. We pulled them in there. She asking us both questions. I'm just playing it right. And I'm getting a job.
Again, I'm listening. It's so beautiful because when you know, and it's like when you in that vibration, it's all green lights and it's always for you. And it just be happening. It feels like, you're like, man, how'd that happen? But it's like really a perfectly orchestrated play for you. And it's just beautiful, man, that everything was going that way.
Yeah, still got those relationships. When I got back from Atlanta is when I started to get more into tech. Mm-hmm. So I came back 2021. Like I told you, 2022 is when I started to call around. Mm-hmm. Went to school. And when I graduated school just last year, 2024. Full stack engineer, top of my class. I took it very, very seriously.
Clearly, so you got the shot, and you ain't waste the shot. Like all this is important, man, because people be having it right at the rim and don't dunk it, and then blame the passer. Like, bro, you got the shot, you gotta get to it. Like, when somebody open that door, bro, you gotta like take it seriously, bro, because that could be your break.
Real talk.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I wanted to do at first. Mm-hmm. I knew I had some powerful things on my hand. Mm-hmm. But I knew I've been here before. I knew I was real familiar. Like I had things in my hand before where it was like, I don't know what to do with it, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Right.
And that's what I did. Like I ended up starting figuring it out. So the app, I didn't push the app out until this year.
Right.
But I had the idea for years.
Right. So earlier you said something about just not really knowing what was inside of you and, things coming out at the right time. Like basically you're going to use it when it was time. So you say you learned something and you knew later on it was going to bear fruit. I tell all my street guys, right? It's so funny because the number one thing that is holding us back from taking those steps be fear. So like for me, I started off on one path, really, really smart, high grades. And then being in the community I was in, it kind of started shaping me into like a survival mode type of person, where I started taking on the characteristics of my environment and not who I truly am. And then I got back to the point of shedding that character and getting back to my full self. But I tell all my street people, like, bro, we survived gunshots, guns, police, robbers, not scared of none of that stuff. And we'd be scared to launch a business. We'd be scared to speak on a camera. Or we scared of like nothing, bro. But if you really sit and just think of what you already survived, like the type of scary stuff that you really survived, this is a cakewalk, bro.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that, so I'm thankful for my rearing and the way I had to come through those channels and stuff to reach where I'm at. But it's just funny that we could survive like the worst of the worst. But when it comes time to like believe in ourselves, we like terrified. We like, yo, I don't want nobody to call me corny. I don't want nobody to call me a nerd. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be that fair to hold you back from like a great promise. But we're not afraid of guns. We ain't afraid of none of that crazy grenades. I mean, like, it's crazy shit out there, man. You know what I mean? And we'll walk right into that. You see a brawl, 20 people run right into that. It's crazy, bro. So, you know, fear, I call fear the great crippler, and the great paralyzer. And I call fear, the killer of dreams, man.
It is.
And so thank God that you were able to, you know, just again, use these things and manipulate the feelings you were having and transmute them into something good and get to where you needed to go. So when you got into tech, was the first thing you did in tech was the app?
No. First thing I did was I recreated Fortnite.
Not to keep stopping you, but it's so funny because I used to have a producer who was in A, and I used to rap too. And we used to do beats. He used to do beats. And I just say, yo, bro, something's missing. Like, I'm like, I can't put my finger on it. It's not hitting, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, recreate a Swiss beat. Like, recreate it. That way, in recreation, you learn the process.
Yep.
Get it to sound like that. That's already done. That's already made. That's already up to the level.
Yeah.
Recreate that.
Yep.
You feel me? And it's like reverse engineering it.
Yep.
So, all right. So go ahead. So you did Fortnite.
Yeah. It was my, so my professor, his way of teaching was unorthodox. So, you know, normally professors, they have you reading books.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, we ain't doing none of that shit.
Yeah.
You gonna build it. You gonna mess up and you gonna fix it.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to learn. He said, I spent 12, 15 years doing this. Trust me.
Right.
And that's why I did. I trusted him. So
that's right.
I was a little frustrated, but you gotta work past your frustration. You feel me? Being frustrated, you gotta learn how to take a break sometime and then come back to it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a real meditative mind. So if we was getting frustrated making some, take a break, go get something to eat, come back, and we attack it again.
That's right.
But we gonna accomplish this. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get it done. So I already had that mindset already, but now it was like I'm doing something new. I gotta master something new.
Right. But
my mind was so like, as I started to build stuff, I just started to see what I can sell. Like the hustler in me, like, yo, how can I sell this? Right. Like I still got the copy of Fortnite.
That's fire though.
I still got it.
Nah, that's fire. And you know, in sales, there's a saying in sales, because I'm like a diehard salesman. All my jobs are in sales. And in the sales quote is the selling don't begin to the first no.
Yeah.
It's like a salesman, we looking for the no. We looking for the obstacle, right? To overcome it. Like I know you about to come up with an excuse. So I'm already waiting on you to sell you something. But that little thing of failing and being quick to failure, because the quicker you fail, bro, the quicker you learn. A lot of people are afraid of that failure because it makes them feel like unworthy, or it makes them feel like not enough. When the reality is you just got a good opportunity to learn something. So I approach everything with curiosity. Like,
so sometimes it's not really like bullying. Right. It's like everybody, you gotta like, it's like a passing of the torch a lot of times. Mm-hmm. It's like you gotta do the work that I already did. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like when it's bullying, it's no reward for the work that you're doing. Right. We just using you. We taking from you. Right. But when you getting reward for,
and that happens though.
That do happen. So if you notice that, that's right, you do got to say something. Right. But if you can if you got the mindset and you got a vision, you got to be like, I know this going to get me somewhere. You can't be scared to ask questions, but you got to allow the person that's leading you to lead.
Of course.
You feel me? So
Of course.
there were times, bro, in Atlanta where I was like, my man's like, shout out to Michi. I don't know if you ever seen his podcast, Ugly Money podcast.
I'll check it out, but no.
But I remember when he did this, he did this music summit. He'd have a whole bunch of A&Rs and stuff pull up, like crazy. Scrappy, Waka Flocka, all them.
Mm-hmm.
So he called me and was like, yo, bro, I need you to do the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm a rapper. A lot of people would have been like, bro, I'm trying woo.
See every rapper out there. That's the best spot
I
to
was
be.
like, I don't care. I'm doing a parking lot.
I'm dropping CDs in them.
I'm in the, it's a bunch of people. I'm in, Atlanta a little different.
Yeah.
Bunch of people pulling, like a lot of people have said no because it's like, you got people pulling up, everybody's strapped up because you don't know who you're going to see. Now, it wasn't Nietzsche events that don't go down like that. It's just a highly respected, you feel me, environment.
Right.
But they still pulling up. I didn't care though. I'm out there.
Right.
So
That's it.
I'm getting that money. I done collected like maybe like $20,000 just collecting money in the parking lot.
Wow.
I ain't touched nothing. Right. So my relationship with them went up. You feel me? But where a lot of people would said no because they want to be in the spotlight, like I'm playing the background. I'm doing a parking lot. I'm telling artists when they gotta go on and stuff. I'm playing my role.
You're adding value.
Adding value.
That's right.
Like how can I make this event better? Even by doing the small things. You feel me? So I learned a lot. I'm seeing how he operating because he was he's sitting down, but people don't really know, like he's really running it. You feel me? Because people running up to him, asking him what to do.
Right.
You feel me? So it's like, it's not always like bullying. You just gotta grind. You gotta work. You gotta understand, like, you gotta know who you're talking to too.
Of course.
If you're talking to the boss, then it's not bullying. Right. But if you talking to a wannabe boss, then they try and take advantage.
That's right.
Can't
that's
stop.
right. No, that's fire. And that's true though. Like, always get in where you fit in. Like people got this thing where if they can't have it the exact way they want it, they don't want it at all. Like Crazy. Throw away the baby with the bathwater.
Crazy.
Instead of like get your foot in the door. Like I tell anybody, you put me in the room, I'm gonna get what I need out the room. Like just put me in the room. You don't gotta do nothing else but put me in the room and I'll do the rest. Like even at that event we met at, bro, I left with every contact in the room.
Here we go.
You know what I mean? And so I just thought people give me the shot. You ain't gotta hold my hand. You ain't gotta spoon feed me, none of that. Just give me the shot and I'll do the rest. But that's where a lot of people falter at. They want too much help.
Yeah.
The help is the opportunity, the open door. From there, you gotta run in there and, like you said, finesse, finagle, whatever you gotta do and get what you need from the environment that you're in.
Yeah.
And so when I say bullying, I don't mean bullying in the sense of somebody just like reaming down you. What I'm saying is like you got people who may want to disagree, but they wouldn't disagree because they're like, I don't want to disagree. Like you got to stay yourself. If you have the opportunity to speak and they're looking at you, you got to speak the truth. You got to speak what you actually feel and not try to flow with what the room is saying or what they're doing, because your value is unique and your input is unique. And so I make sure that whatever room I'm in, and again, there's times to be leader and there's times to be a follower, right? But when that opportunity presents itself and I do get that chance to speak, I'm always speaking from me.
Yeah.
I'm never speaking from like the last person, the next person. I really don't. I'm always speaking from my authentic self and my authentic beliefs. So that's what I meant by that. But also in 48 Laws of Power, it tells you like never outshine the master, right? Because we're dealing with egos, we're dealing with a lot of different things. So,
but you can't. How can you?
You're right, and you can't. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to play your position, and to be a good leader, you got to be a good follower. So I'm all for that. So I actually spent a lot of time in Atlanta as well. Like I got a cousin that's in Atlanta. I used to go there 2-3 times a month. I used to go down there when like BMF was moving, and I was down there like peak Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And I still was going down there after. So I'm familiar with the way they're moving out there, and the way the parking lots is moving, and the way it is out there. So I definitely know. So you was in Atlanta, you were doing all that work, and so how'd you get back? How'd you end up back up here though?
I'm gonna say this.
It sounded like things was shaking down there.
Man, things was going great. Things was going great. I'm gonna say never move nobody into your crib that you're not married to. I'll leave it there. So I end up coming back up here to kind of take a break.
Okay.
And when I came up here for the break, that's where I'm like, I got to do something.
Right.
I'm seeing myself repeat a pattern that I was doing before I went down to Atlanta.
Right.
And even though it was going good, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm to myself.
Right.
So I'm doing my thing, like, but I'm like, I want to do more because I've always done more. I've always been a visionary person.
Right.
But I still had a little bit of fear when I was younger. There's too much I didn't know about myself that I know now.
Right.
That if I knew then, I would have been out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was so many opportunities that I wasted because I didn't know myself to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when I came back, I knew that I want to do something different. So, you know, went to school. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I want to go back to Atlanta, but even the stuff I was doing, I don't think I want to go back to that because it's no longer big enough. I done did so much. I done seen so much behind the scenes. I was able to say that's not big enough for me, to be honest. It was like,
that's right.
I done been in the top studios at this point in time, like photography studios and music studios.
Mm-hmm.
I got the word on how I learned how music artists wasn't really getting money. You feel me? In the contracts, I got to learn so much. I'm like,
this ain't it.
This ain't it for me.
That's right.
So fast forward, when I did graduate, I'm like, I started off doing like little stuff. Like I was playing with AI. I was playing with AI about a whole year before people got it.
Before ChatGPT came out?
100%.
Yeah, that's when I found out about it.
100%. I remember when ChatGPT was only like, you only can get AI through Discord, for real.
Mm.
It was like, you could not get AI like that. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing it like being one page.
Mm.
Now ChatGPT been around for years, but as far as for the public on the East Coast, it wasn't like you didn't always have it. So before the public got what it is now, I came in getting like doing one of the first projects before the Fortnite projects that we used to do was code AI.
Mm.
So I learned how to code AI. I made 2 AI platforms, and I made about 30 AI bots, and then just practice getting used to it.
Right.
And they all work. I still got everything, but it was like when I graduated, I'm like, what can I do with this? So I ended up selling one product called Chatty Ken. Put that around. It was an AI chatbot. It was like, again, this was before agents was really a big thing.
Right.
It was like, you got AI bot to teach you how to fix things. AI bots teach you about gardening. AI bot for different things. So I started selling that, had some users. It was going decent, but that still wasn't it for me.
Right.
It was like, this is cool, but this still seemed like a gimmick.
Right.
And I don't want that. You feel me? I need something like bigger, or at least at the time, I need something like that's going to last a little bit longer.
Right.
Because I understood the market, so I understood when it started to get oversaturated and everybody doing this is going to create more competition. I needed something so I can put my footprint in the ground and say, this, like my flagpole, say, this is where I am. This is what it is, and this is what we're going to be doing for a long time.
Right.
The app started off as like me doing some other stuff with AI. Then I connected with some individuals, and they like, when I showed them what I had, they was like, yo, bro, you got something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got something.
Right.
So I ended up putting the app together, figuring out what it's going to be for, and I had to take real experiences. So I know, number one, there's not a lot of Black Americans that are represented in the tech space at all. It's not a lot of Black people being represented in the tech space.
Right.
Actually, Black people represent 0.4% of the money that's getting funded in the tech space.
So let's real quick. In the tech space funding of gentlemen like yourself who want to develop or do things, how much funding are Black people receiving?
Over $1 trillion. And I'm in the ecosystem. I'm in the community. So you're gonna understand the numbers.
Right.
So, but it gets even less for actual Black Americans who are born here, who got ancestors on this land.
Right.
Because I'm gonna tell you the truth, you get a lot of people that come from the continent, so-called Africa, where they come here, and I'm gonna do 1,000. No hate against nobody, but they cosplay, they change their name.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And then they go get the funding.
Right.
You know, and then they bring it back home they usually create tech companies and go back to wherever they from.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
And we don't.
right.
And that's why we don't really hear about it.
And just to expound on that, because obviously, like immigration and all these things be like hot topics nationally, and a lot of us don't feel like it affects us, but it really does. We're like the ones who actually get hurt by like any type of illegal immigration or someone coming over to use a program in that way and go back to their country and take the resources back out of this land. You know what I mean?
Come on.
Whereas with us, we build something here. We're gonna pour it back into where you're from in New Haven. I'm gonna pour it back into up the hill where I'm from. Like we do book bag giveaways, and we're gonna pour it back into this country and into our people. And so, it's a nuanced conversation, because while I do have empathy for people escaping their bad condition, I also feel like we have a bad condition here already, in that they come over here and suck up the resources that are typically for us, the ones that we're using the most. And so it's funny you said that, because that not only is that happening in funding spaces, it happens in business when they come into our communities and set up businesses, and all the money that they make is just funneling back out to their home country.
Yep.
None of the money is coming into our community. None of the money is doing anything for our children.
Yep.
It's just going back to their country. But they're taking the money out of our communities.
When people come here, they want to fit in.
Right.
So when people want to fit in, they're going to look around. Who is everybody gathering? Like, what is the thing that everybody gathers around?
Mm-hmm.
In America, everybody gathers around kicking the black people down.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come here, they like, shoot, if we want to fit in and get somewhere, we need to kick them down and betray them just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Until they later on find out that, yeah, you might be joining in on the kicking, but don't think you ain't getting kicked too.
Until they get kicked.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So not understanding the reason why there was so much jealousy. Number one, black people got over 50,000 patents of everything. The touchscreen phone, black person invention. The telephone, black person invention.
Fire suits.
Iron boards.
Bro, AC, refrigerator truck. Bro, everything.
Everything.
Like, so many things.
So,
and we fought on this land for these rights.
And a lot of us come from here.
Of course.
The majority of us come from here.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's another topic for another day.
Oh, another topic.
A lot of that information I got on the app is to clear up that, like, there's a difference between an African American and a black American.
Right.
So I put that on the app for the people that don't know, because of course,
let's talk about the app. What is the name of the app?
AIVRAR.
AIVRAR. Okay. AIVRAR.
So AIVRAR Technology, we dive into doing everything with AI, and all types of technology. We got a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff coming out that's for the community, for people. Number one, the app is called AIVRAR, and it's a multi-use app. It's the first of its kind that lets the person build on the app.
Okay.
So I know innovation is big to the Black American.
Right.
And when we can't innovate, we feel like we can't breathe.
Right.
This is why you have this studio. This is why Debris doing what they do.
Right.
This is why I'm doing what I do, because innovation is just innocence in our blood.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, what Black people want is freedom to innovate. What they don't want is their things stolen.
Right.
How can I set up a platform that can educate them on their history? Because growing up in public schools, we was given the old textbooks, and our teachers didn't really care for us.
Right.
So how can I educate them? How can I get oral history into the mainstream history?
Right.
So I create an app where people can put in their own oral history. Oh. So it's the first decentralized record keeping, digital record keeping platform.
Right.
And it's a social media site, so we can exchange information, talk about it, but as well as it allows people to build on the app. So let's say you have an idea for an app. It might take you thousands of dollars to do that. You know what I'm saying? Why?
Which I do have an idea for that.
Perfect. On the AIVRAR app, you are able to go up there and create something called a feed. The feed is a mini app on our app. And what it does is, it's instead of you having to spend money on marketing, trying to funnel everybody from your Instagram or Facebook to come to your app.
Right.
Now being on AIVRAR, you can just funnel everybody that's already on the platform into the mini app.
Right.
And you can still retain your IP for it.
Right.
So on this, we're teaching people not only Black American history, we're teaching all history for all people, number one.
Right.
But because that's the community where I'm from, I have to make sure that they know who they are. We know who we are.
Right.
But we're teaching business so we can understand financial literacy, teaching credit. We giving access to more access to learn how to open up credit lines.
That's what this program does too. So it's really aligned. Like, again, I want to give information, but credit lines. What else you got?
Anything you can learn, we're teaching it through the app.
Word.
In addition to allowing you to build your own application through our app, because as a developer, I can tell you it's a process, and it's a process that many people don't make it through. Even if they got millions of dollars, I've seen people with millions of dollars, it just don't work out for them.
Right.
So being able to bring that into my community, to where even if you don't code, you could still make an app without coding through our platform.
Right. And I think that's important. One of the, again, this platform exists for that reason. And one of the things that I've noticed in my journey of life was that, first of all, we got the most talented people on earth around us, right? I mean, I grew up around gymnasts, all types of people, dudes flipping off of walls. I mean, I grew up around some of the most talented people on earth. And one thing my mother always did for kids in our community was take them places. She would always like show them things. And I realized in hindsight now that all the things my eyes got to see and all the access I was getting to things is what's expanding my mind the way that it is today.
Right.
And so one of the problems that I found in our community is that we lack sometimes we just lack the resources to access things. And so what I specialize and what I try to do and through my nonprofit, through this platform, through anything I got, is to open the door for people and take things from behind that paywall and take things from behind that restriction and allow people to create freely.
Yes.
Without the worry of that. I have a client, I won't say his name while I train, but lots of money, right? Mm-hmm. And he was telling me about how he got his company, and today's company is a multi-million-dollar company, but he comes from millions of dollars. And he's telling me how long it took for his company to become profitable. And he told me it took 20 years. Mm. And while I'm listening to him, I'm saying to myself, if I couldn't make money in 20 years, I'd be dead. Bro.
Yeah.
But lucky for him, right? He had a father that was funding his vision.
That's my goal.
And so he didn't have the stress of, man, will this work? Will I have something to eat tomorrow? Like, he didn't have to think about none of that. All he could think about was make this business work.
Yeah.
And so for our children, they have that vision, but they also have, man, where the next meal coming from.
Yeah.
And so I try to take away some of that off of them so that they can create more freely. So I try to take away the money side of it if I can. If I can, I can't. But I try, you know what I'm saying, and get work relationships that I have to get people these access to these rooms or whatever it is, because that's one less thing to worry about, and that is a real worry for a lot of us. That's why we be in a rush. That's why it got to happen today. It can't happen 10 years from now. I can't wait patiently. It got to happen today.
Yes.
My whole family might be dependent on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just amazing that that's what you're doing, because I think that that's very important, is to open those doors and allow people to be able to not only create freely, but also have an opportunity to just explore and potentially make money off their thing
and get funded. So to help Black people getting funded for inventions and stuff, me and a few others, we came together and we created a thing called Soul Tech. So they have Afrotech.
Right.
The difference is Afrotech is supposed to be for the diaspora, but because I understand how much less money Black Americans are getting compared to people that come from other places, I'm like, well, we need something that represents us.
That's right.
So we got Soul Tech, we got Soul Food. We listen to soul music. We created jazz. You know what I'm saying? Everything that got something to do with the soul is us. So this is how we this is how we recognize ourselves. Whether it's family reunions, it's Soul Train Line, it's the Electric Slide.
That's fire.
You get what I'm saying? So Soul Tech is the entity that we created for all Black innovators to come and connect and feel welcome to.
Right.
And it's all powered by AIVRAR. So we're powering it. We're helping people develop their products, applications. We helped develop the first AI phlebotomy school.
That's fire.
We helped develop.
I took phlebotomy back in the day, though. I went to actual school. Yeah, I got certified. Me and my sister, it's a funny story we always laugh about. I got certified. I never got a job, but I did do phlebotomy in person, though.
Well, when you have an AI, it can be catered towards your learning style.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's very, very important, because everybody don't learn the same.
You know what I'm saying? We go through this, we take them through this program, and then with them being connected to AIVRAR, they become AIVRAR partners. We become AIVRians. So you become an AIVRian, you become one of our partners, and then you get introduced into our ecosystem, our network of investors.
Yes, bro. You're doing exactly. That's crazy.
Appreciate that.
Fire. That's fire, bro.
But crypto is another thing.
That's all. Yeah. That's a whole nother
Our people gotta get, so that's, all of that is being on
education, bro. Education
you know what I'm saying?
is knowledge is truly power. We hear it a lot. It's almost a cliche statement because we heard it so much, but it's the truth. The right knowledge open up a door for you, bro, like that you didn't even know was there. And so it's important to educate people. And so I'm thankful and glad that, you know, you were able to make it down today and give people this information because it's important. But lastly, if a kid wants to get involved with some of the programming you're doing or something you got going on, how could someone do that? Or if someone wants to help or volunteer or whatever, just wants to get involved with the mission, how could someone?
Follow us on Instagram. Hit us up on Instagram. First of all, download the AIVRAR app.
Okay.
That's the AIVRAR. You can find me on LinkedIn at Ricky Rollins. You can follow me on Instagram at AIVRAR Technology or Instagram at Stupendous Life with Ricky Rollins.
Right. And so, and you mentioned earlier about getting a building. You guys got a building.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of good news to fit on a small show, but you got the building. Is that for the programming? Or is that something else?
It's part of vision.
I hear you.
It's part of vision.
I hear you. So what should we look for next from Ricky Rollins? What is in the pipeline?
Man, we shoot movies. All of this is going to be streamed through the app. We doing so much. There's going to be so many features coming in this app. So many events around technology with Soul Tech and AIVRAR. We got a lot coming. So anybody that want to get involved in any type of way, if you want to invest any type of way, if you want to get your children involved, if you want to join the team, if you feel like if you connect with the vision of creating a harmonious future with technology and Earth, then come with us. You can join the team. It's open.
That's fire, though. Well, listen, Ricky Rollins, I appreciate you coming down all the way from New Haven down to Stanford. Thank you for imparting all this information with the people.
Yes,
we'll definitely be in touch. We got so much. There's so much more we could talk about, but again, it's like not enough time. But I appreciate you and thank you for coming down.
Thank you, bro.